Right, I need to get my graph ready for printing so I can hand it in for my assessment. So I need to make sure that the title is correct. I'm going to click up here. This is actually a little text box. I'm going to delete all of this stuff that says chart title, and I'm going to just type in a title now. So I might call it this. Okay, I can press enter, that's done. In fact, don't press enter, leave it as it is. Tap outside, and that is now the title done. Now I want to make sure my axes are labelled really clearly. So I click on the graph, these tabs open up, and I want the design tab. I'm going to click on add chart element. I want to get to the axis titles, click it. I'm going to change the primary horizontal axis. Now I need to click in that box to activate it, delete the text, and I'm going to type in here what I had for my independent value. This is current squared. That's the symbol I to the power of 2, and it is measured in amps squared. And I'm going to press the click outside there. That is the labeling done. To get my vertical axis, I'll make sure my chart is still selected, go back to chart element, axis titles, vertical primary axis. I need to click in here. It's going to stay vertical, which might be a little bit of a worry, but the text should be fine. This is mean heat energy, symbol H, measured in joules. Click outside, and that is done. At the moment, my graph is now pretty much ready to print. I just want to add some more detail to my graph so I can clearly read where those points are. So I'm going to click on this graph. I can click on the design tab and go add chart element, but I can also just click on this plus symbol over here. I get similar options. So I'm going to click on that. I'm looking to add some grid lines. I'm going to expand that arrow. I want primary, minor horizontal and minor vertical lines. So if I just click those, tick them each, close this down by touching the plus symbol, that graph now has some major and minor vertical lines, so it's going to be easier to read where the points are once I've printed it. Now these blobs which have been plotted are pretty broad, and when I print it they're going to look massive, so I'm going to change those to crosses. So right click on any data point, go format trendline. Trendline options can be expanded, and I'm going to choose series 1. We've only got one series of data and that's it. Now the paint bucket lets me change some visual options, and I want to select the marker. Expand marker options, and down here you'll see the type of icon I can use to represent my data point. I want to use the plain cross. I can expand it if I want or shrink it. I think the default size is fine. Close that off, and now my graph is ready. To print the graph, make sure it is selected. Then go File and Print. By default, it's probably going to be a portrait orientation. Make sure your printer is selected. I'm going to change the paper orientation to landscape, and you see it expands to fill the page. I can also change my margins to a custom margin so that I get more graph on the page. I'm making all my margins here just 1 centimeter around the edges. Click OK. Graph gets slightly bigger. And then I can click Print, send that to the printer. Remember to print your original graph. I drag mine down there. Put a sentence title on it, give it your name, label all your axes, and then when you're ready, same operation, File, Print, check your paper's the right orientation, you've set up all your margins, and then click Print.